Right now, Davey D hanging out with you, and you see thousands of people. They've been walking for the past 20 minutes that I've been here, and the crowd has not died down. We're talking about a historic day in the city of Oakland, a general strike, the first time in 65 years, and we're also talking about the shutting down of the Port of Oakland. Why is that so important? Because every day that the port is shut down, it delays goods and services from being shipped around the rest of the country for a week. And one of the people that we wanted to celebrate this historic occasion with is the former chair of the Black Panther Party, Elaine Brown. She is standing here. I had to talk to you because for years, before I was born and during the time that I first came across you guys, you've always murdered the word general strike. These are things that you all talked about. What do you feel about today in the city of Oakland?
Well, first of all, this is the home of the Black Panther Party, and the spirit of Huey Newton and George Jackson is alive and well. I can see that right now here in Oakland. These young people have taken up this cause. The baton has been passed. We don't know what's going to happen, but its irony is the Port of Oakland is making billions of dollars. The money is not coming into the people. We always talked about the power of the people. Everyone here is doing that. All these young, beautiful, beautiful people. After the party, I thought there wasn't much going on, and I haven't been as inspired as I have been in a very, very long time. I'm so grateful that I stayed alive long enough to be in this moment with all these young, wonderful people.
You know, one of the things that we talked about is that the Occupy movement, especially here in Oakland, comes on the shoulders of other movements. Right. You know, the Oscar grant is one of the more immediate ones, the foreclosure ones. But can you connect the dots between what we've been protesting against here with, say, the prison strike, which you've been a part of, and, and some of the other type of institutions that have been protested against, but the people have been marginalized and their voices haven't always been brought to the forefront so that the general public knows?
That's right, but the dots are connected by the question of oppressed people and the oppressor. And the oppressor is not on Wall Street, but also in the White House and in other places, bombing Libya, stealing money, giving it to the banks, taking tax money and pocketing it. All of these things are congealing now into an understanding that the system of capitalism on which this country was founded by the murder of the native people and the enslavement of African people, that we have now come full circle to understand the connection between and among all of us in our struggle for freedom and liberation and to overcome the capitalist oppression that we've all been suffering for many hundreds of years as workers, as blacks, as poor people, and so forth. And I think that this is a moment, and Oakland is certainly the place where it should happen. And I'm so happy that I am in the center of this, and that this is the place where it should happen, and it is happening.
You know, lastly, I remember it was about maybe 7 years ago. People came to the Port of Oakland to try to shut that down, and the police shot bullets at them. Remember the rubber bullets? People were hit, and it was in that oppression. Right. We saw that oppression repeat itself last week. Right. But this time, the police were forced to stand down. Your thoughts on that?
Well, it just shows you what the power of the people can do. The power of the people is so great. Oakland took a very hit. These young people out there at the plaza, the Oscar Grant Plaza, that were attacked viciously by vicious police, and the mayor of the city, as the chief executive officer, having to take full responsibility for that. She knows that she cannot get elected again on that platform, might get removed from office. The power of the people shows up, and that means what we always talked about in the Black Panther Party: community control of the police. The police were controlled because the police knew they could not afford to attack this crowd in the same way they had before. The people here were ready, they were young, and they were ready to defend themselves, and we don't know what could have happened, but I think they were brought under control by the massive numbers of people united, working people, poor people, homeless people, and people who of goodwill.
And my last question, looking back over your years of being in the struggle, what suggestion would you pass along to this new crop of people that are now, as you said, got the baton? What would you like to see them do? What words of wisdom would you impart, or what mistakes would you suggest that they avoid falling into?
Well, there's so many. We made a lot of mistakes, but I think the most important thing is to get an agenda and focus on the agenda. We need housing. We need food. We need health care. We don't need health insurance. We need health care. We need we need to end the disparity, but there are very concrete things that a lot of these young people can focus on. A brother said to me in the Oscar Grant Plaza the other day, he said, "We just want some housing." I said, "Well, look here, brother. You occupying this outdoor spot. Did you notice there's a whole lot of empty buildings down here in Oakland? You might want to think about occupying them because this is your property." So the bottom line is, I think that people are inspired and they're going to get an agenda, and that's the main thing, to organize around an agenda and to focus on health care, on housing, on having a decent life in general, and on uniting even where we find common. We've all found common ground here. Black people, poor white people, working people, gay people, straight people, Latinos, every hue and every kind of person found that we are part of the 99%, meaning we are the people and the people have the power. I think that's the theme, and if each one wants to go off in their own thing, the uniting will still be significant.
And I think that's a good note to end on. When we think about it, the Panthers went through their struggle. We got a crew of people who are descendants, whose parents and grandparents were part of the I Hotel in San Francisco for Filipino cats. We got Latinos that are here that are dealing with ICE raids and deportation. A lot of white folks who are students who are seeing record numbers, and workers. So I think everybody in this crowd definitely can find something where this 1% has hit them in some specific way, and it's good to see that everybody's been able to come together. And I think the spirit of the Panthers was in everybody today.
The Black Panther Party is alive and well in Oakland today. I'm so grateful and happy to see that, power to the people. That's right, power to the people. All right.
There we go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Power to the people. Power. Come on. Power to the people. Power.
I would just like to shake your hand, Davey D. I'd like to join you, and thank you for all your work. Appreciate it.
I don't mean to grab on you. I just wanted to say thank you.